Here's this one guy. He gets pulled over for a traffic violation. He was going to get a ticket. So you know what this guy did? He whipped out a Monopoly card. And you probably know which one. The get-out-of-jail-free Monopoly card.
My thing is, I think he's been carrying it forever. And he's thinking, if I can get this officer to laugh, then maybe he'll let me out of this ticket.
The officer did laugh.
He did.
Still gave him the ticket.
Yeah, he did. He's like, in the state of Minnesota, the chance card does not work.
The chance card. Get out of jail free card.
I got out of a ticket once.
What happened?
Sort of. I did get a ticket because I didn't sign my registration card, and I'd forgotten to do that. Anyway, I was dressed as Mrs. Claus.
Oh, come on.
And basically, when I got stopped for going just a little fast.
Just a little fast.
I said, you understand.
30 miles an hour is a little for her.
If you give me a ticket, you will get coal in your stocking.
You said that to him?
But I was laughing. He knew, like I wasn't, trying to be a smart aleck. So I only got the registration ticket, and then I just showed up at court, and, I just showed up at court.
Well, yeah. Whoever says that, I just kind of showed up at court.
Well, listen, you show up, and sometimes they're like, okay, well, you're here. You're showing responsibility. You have signed it.
Not for me.
So go ahead and go on, Mrs. Claus.
I say I'm guilty, and the guy says, well, you got to pay your $80 fine.
Really?
For your traffic violation. Oh, no. That only happened to me. The last ticket I had was 20 years ago.
Really?
Scott got out of a ticket. What was it?
Long time ago, I went through it. Well, the light was yellow, and then it went red.
Yeah, it was
I looked
pink,
over.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband
and
calls
I looked
those
over,
stale.
and there's a police officer, and the blue lights come on. I'm like, oh, no. So the radio station I was working at, we had those little vanity tags. And
on the front?
We gave those away on
got
the
one
front.
on the front plate? Okay.
Yeah, so he walked over, and he says, hey, do you work there? And I said, yeah. And he said, oh, cool, I listen a lot. Just slow down next time.
Isn't that
so
nice?
I think I got out of that because of my affiliation.
Of your connection.
Scott's a radio legend, by the way.
I wonder.
You don't know this, but he's a radio legend, and that's how he gets out of those tickets.
Do you have a vanity plate on your car now?
No.
Oh,
but,
why?
Sure you don't.
Well, actually, I do for Georgia because I'm a big Georgia fan. So I've got a big G on the front.
He's not a fan of his radio.
Okay.
Thanks, Scott.
So if I run into a police officer that's a Georgia fan, I'm okay.
Yeah.
You think you're okay.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
It's not good to speed.
It is not.
Okay? It's completely wrong.
Yes.
But there are those that work really hard on getting out of speeding with the ticket as Liz starts looking at the ceiling and ignoring.
What you're saying.
Yeah. Scott's a radio legend. Let me tell you, the guy's a radio legend. And how did you get out of your ticket?
Well, I had a little vanity plate a long time ago with the logo of the radio station. And I went through an intersection, and the light turned red, and there's the police officer, and I'm like, oh, geez. And he comes up, and he says, yeah, you know why I pulled you over? Yeah, I'm sorry. He said, hey, do you work for that radio station there on the front? I said, yeah. He said, oh, I listen a lot. All right, just be careful next time.
Look at that. See? The radio legend, Scott Watson.
You were under
out of
it
this.
when it turned red?
Well, it was a very tricky, it takes too long to explain it, but a very tricky intersection, and I thought, oh, I got this. And the light went red, and just
serious
happened to
officer.
have the police officer
It was
right
pink.
there.
Serious officer was pink.
Green, then yellow, then
That's
there's
how it goes.
there's a sequence.
So Linda's here at 800-447-7234. What happened to you, Linda?
Going on a trip with a colleague, a retired school teacher, and I did ask a friend, I don't see the speed limit, like what is the speed limit here? And I entrusted her, but it was wrong.
How wrong?
I wasn't too bad wrong. The girl admitted, she said it's my fault, and then he wouldn't give her a ticket. And then it happened again on the same road. Not a different road, not the same road, a different road. I said, there's no speed limit. What's the speed limit? She goes, I think I saw a sign over there.
Okay.
And then I got out of that one, too, because she blamed herself, and he couldn't give her a ticket.
She's not driving.
I know.
You were driving.
I got out of the ticket, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Linda, the first one was on her. The second one, girl, that's on you.
No.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
People try anything to get out of a ticket, to get a warning. I haven't had a ticket for 20 years, thankfully.
Yeah. I've been pulled over. And then, but my thing is, if you just are like, look, I did it. I'm sorry. I looked down. I was going too fast. I'm so sorry. And you're pleasant. then, they have a little more compassion.
Some people try to do anything to get out of it. Like this one guy who handed the officer a Monopoly card that said "Get out of jail."
And he had it in his wallet. He had to have for 50 years.
You'd think.
It was worn. It was messed up.
So Christy's here. I think it's something about the stoplight. What is it?
I was trying to justify the fact that instead of the pink, I'm pretty sure that yellow and red make orange. So while you can still go in the transition, that's my thought process. I don't think the police buy that, but it sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, well, at least it gives you some comfort when you're running the red light.
I mean, I try not to, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was orange.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
If you ever wonder, do miracles still take place? Oh, wait to hear this. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio.
The storms that came through last week, like Friday of last week, and just devastated parts of Mississippi, there was Chuck's Dairy Bar. They were, in business. Of course, they knew there were some storms coming through. When they got the tornado warning, some of the people started hearing the wind, they were hearing the thunder, and they decided, okay, we're going to take refuge in this refrigerator. Now, of course, it's dairy, so it's a much bigger
One of those big ones with the shelves you walk into and stuff.
Exactly. So one of the guys gets in the cooler, and he shuts it, not to where they're locked inside, but just holds on tight as the wind starts to pick up. 200-mile-an-hour winds.
So one guy's in there.
No, there's a bunch of people, but
Really?
he was the one that got them in there and was holding the door.
Gotcha.
So the tornado is just ravaging this area. They made it through inside this refrigerator cooler. They say that God got them through. Like devastation all around us.
Even the building they were in.
Yeah. But they made it through because they were inside this cooler as protection. But they truly believe it was a miracle of God that got them through.
For them to get through that. That was the best place to go and seek refuge.
Right.
In that kind of a storm.
And that's the thing. We don't all have a storm shelter or tornado shelter, that kind of thing. And so you have to say, okay, the bathtub, is it on the ground floor? There's quite a, is it the innermost closet? They found the best place for protection, but at the same time had the faith that God was going to get them through. And of course he did.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
Breton is quite the traveler. Really likes food. I mean, loves what he eats in the Keys.
He's a foodie.
Yeah, a really good foodie. He'll travel up and down the coast, goes as far north as Nova Scotia.
Oh, wow.
Finds a lot of great food in Nova Scotia, Breton does. Then a little bit, down the Canadian coast and into the United States. Right now, hanging out at the Outer Banks.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're going to hang out somewhere on the East Coast.
It's great migration time and feeding time for Breton.
What now?
Yeah, it's a great white shark.
Oh.
And huge.
So this was a college student.
Huge. No. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sounded like it,
it's
right?
a shark. Great white shark.
Okay.
Did I not established that?
No, you didn't.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was wondering why she
It's a nice
said
name, though.
Foodie. Yeah, Breton. They named it after, I think, some people in Cape Town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
I like
likes
the
to
name.
eat in Cape Town. So they tagged Breton, I think in like 2019 or 2020.
So they've been watching him a while.
Yes, and so they know everywhere that he goes. And they tagged him in the Keys. At that time, he weighed just under 1,500 pounds.
Wow, that's a big boy.
It's a really big shark.
That's a big boy with a lot of snacks
Yeah.
to have.
And it looks like he's hanging out with an 8-foot great white and another close to 8-foot great white, Simon and Jekyll, off the Outer Banks right now. Those two are tagged as well.
Those names make total sense.
Right?
I wonder if it's his family. I was under the understanding that sharks didn't really hang with their peeps so much.
No, but today they are.
Okay, well,
They're all around the same area. Or maybe they're going after the same food. And, Breton, who's the big boy, is like, get out of here.
Fish are friends, not food.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
If you have some friends that are really into baseball, you'd be able to ask them a few questions today, and they'll think, like, you're the biggest fan ever. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio, and one of them would be what they think about the new rules for opening day.
I know.
It's
and
coming up.
Opening today is today. The first game is Atlanta and
Look
the
at see, she
Washington
knows.
Nationals.
Can you tell? Scott's a big baseball fan, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
See?
That game time 105, I think, is when it's
Okay,
happening.
so there's a new rule, 8-second rule. What do you think, Scott?
I don't like the new time limits. Now, I'm more of a traditionalist, so, forcing the batter to get in the box within,
8 seconds.
8 seconds, and the pitcher has 15. I'm not into all that, but I love baseball.
It's a big thing to keep the game moving.
I'm kind of on the flip side. Like, I am a traditionalist for the most part, but when you've got a batter that walks up and he's cleaning his cleats, he's hitting the bat on the bottom of the cleats, and he's just taking 100 practice swing, I'm like, come on.
That's
there's
true.
an automatic violation now.
Yes.
If 8 seconds rolls by, it's a strike automatically.
Yeah. And then if the pitcher takes too much time, he's got 15 seconds. If there's no runner on base.
If there's somebody on base, it's 20 seconds.
Yes.
But there's a violation there, too. If it rolls past the seconds, it's an automatic ball.
Automatic ball. And
Automatic
I'm like,
ball.
I don't have a problem with that because there's some pitchers that take a little time too.
Listen to this. You ready?
Yeah.
Ninja is going to a baseball game, and she's not a fan.
No.
How much does Ninja? How much do you know about baseball?
Squat.
Squat. You're
I
going
know
with
there's
like a bunch of
ball.
girlfriends, right?
Yeah, for my friend's bachelorette party. That's what she wanted to do.
This is a girl I need to get to
A
know.
Braves game.
For a bachelorette party.
A Braves game.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So how are you going to fit in, Ninja?
I guess I wear red.
Red.
Sure. Red and white, because you don't want to be, mistaken for a Cardinals fan
Hey,
or
listen,
something.
you've got Scott and Liz here who are huge baseball fans. You might as well ask them questions.
So what do you want to know?
So I would like to know, like, when are the opportune times to find the bathroom?
Oh, that's a good question for a baseball game.
To me, whenever there's kind of a lag in the excitement, you can slip out. But that's not something like, oh, you need to go between the first and second inning, because it's going to change. The game changes every time.
What's your strategy, Scott?
Yeah, just go when you need to go. I don't think there's really a good time.
There's really
Whenever Ninja, you need to go.
Because when you go, you're going to miss a home run, most
Yeah.
likely. But
Okay.
do you know the chant?
Go, baseball, go.
Okay, no.
Okay. Need a little bit of work.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
So we just learned moments ago that Ninja, our morning show producer, is going to a baseball game. The thing is, she's not a fan. It's Rob and Liz in the morning on his radio. Maybe that's unfair to say, isn't it, Ninja? You I guess I say you're not a fan. You just don't watch baseball.
Yeah, I guess I've never had a chance to be a fan.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't really know much about it.
Between
except,
April and October, you've never had a chance to be a fan?
well,
Wow.
Just putting it out there. Like 3 games a day
Liz.
for 180 days.
Liz.
I don't know how long the season is.
I've never been intrigued.
Like,
No, I feel you.
since she's going to the Atlanta Braves, right? That's the game. It's an Atlanta Braves game. That's a big start.
That is a big
Yeah,
start.
it's not baby steps. She just jumped right on in.
Right.
You know?
You could start at the local level just to learn the game a little
Yeah.
bit. No,
But the
okay.
biggest question she had was the most opportune time to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's really not one.
Yeah.
Because you're going to miss something. Just
mean-
try to go when there's not a lot of action happening.
Huh?
Well, I mean, sometimes there's a lull in the game.
Oh, I thought you meant bathroom act.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
because
you
there's
know.
always bathroom, especially
You know,
for
if
a
you
woman.
eat something bad
Oh,
at the game.
yeah, don't get the chili nachos.
Sharon is here at 800-447-7234. What do you say, Sharon?
I have advice for Ninja
Okay.
about the baseball game. She just needs to stay home and watch it from TV. My husband was a very big baseball fan. We went to the Atlanta Braves game. On the way up from getting concessions, I missed a triple play because I was too busy watching one guy throw up and one person fall down the steps, and I missed the whole play. Just stay home and watch it on TV.
Well, it's a lot safer that way, I guess.
You do see a lot of
That
things.
was, woo, okay.
happen. There-
But Ninja can't stay home.
No, it's a bachelorette party.
Yeah, at the baseball game.
I'm going for my friend.
But
See?
there's one thing that you need to do before you go to see the Atlanta Braves, okay?
What's that?
Okay, you need to learn the tomahawk chop, right? The
Is that what it's called?
well, the
Tomahawk drop.
tomahawk.
Oh,
Chop.
okay. Tomahawk chop.
Well, the chant that goes along with it. You ready?
Yeah, okay. Help out, Scott.
You know what? I'm probably going to mess this up. Yes, Scott, help me. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Oh.
Wow. Oh. So, Ninja,
Okay, what was that?
don't do it that way.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
It is Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
There's some high school students that are very, very excited this week.
Why?
They get to put on a performance that only one school in each state in the country gets to perform.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds big.
It is going to be big. So this is the Frozen Broadway musical that, Disney is really tight handing those things out, allowing you to perform those things in public. And so there were high schools all across the country that entered this contest, and it's called the United States of Frozen, Love is an Open Door.
The United States of Frozen.
Yes. And so you've got Spartanburg High School in the upstate of South Carolina, Jordan Matthews High School that is kind of west of, Raleigh, Durham, that area, Hiram High School near Atlanta. Those are the three in the Carolinas and Georgia that are going to be able to put these performances on.
Wow.
So they're going to be singing Love is an Open Door. They're going to be singing Do You Want to Build a Snowman?
I do not.
Yeah, you do.
Well, no,
Have you seen Frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, Rob.
Yes.
Have you? Rob hasn't really seen
I have.
Frozen.
I have.
But if you've seen Frozen, you love Frozen.
No.
You have to love Frozen.
Just because I watch it does not mean I love it.
I don't see how.
Listen, it was cute. It was okay. You see it once, you've seen it enough. The song.
Right?
I mean, come on.
Ninja, morning show producer Ninja, is gasping. She
Really?
doesn't
Why?
understand.
Why?
Let it go.
I try.
Hey!
I try to
don't
let it go.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
There's a family that's getting some work done on their pipes, and their house is old. It's like 1958 when it was built.
Okay. Ooh, yeah.
Crawl space, and at that time, crawl spaces were really tiny.
Mm-hmm.
This was like a little under 3 feet, the crawl space.
Oh,
And
claustrophobia.
Yeah, right. And so this plumber literally had to crawl as far as he could, to get to where the pipes are, and they were really in there, in this thing. And so a lot of time goes by, and the family's going, where's the plumber? What's going on? And then they don't hear any work being done. And so they look in the crawl space. You can open it up from the outside, and they look at the crawl space. They're like, I think that's his feet over there. He's not moving.
Oh, my goodness.
And they tried everything. They're yelling. They're banging on the floor. They're doing all this stuff. Hey, you okay? They call the police, not the police department, but the fire department. So they call 911. The fire department comes out.
Oh, good.
The fire department couldn't get to the guy underneath the home. So they're cutting in the floor. And right where this guy is, and they cut in the floor, they open it up, and there he is just laying still.
Oh, this is terrible.
Looks very peaceful. All of a sudden, the guy's just he opens his eyes, he looks up, he stands up, and he crawls out. It turns out the plumber was taking a nap.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be liable for some housework as well as plumbing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but at least he was
taking a nap. They
was
were really
alive.
worried about him because the guy's in his 50s. They're like, oh, well, he's kind of older. And
well, at any age, if you're banging on the floor and trying to get him awake.
yeah, a heavy sleeper, evidently. Scott has a crawl space. He loves his. He probably takes
I've
a nap in
spent
there
some-
all the time.
I've spent some time in crawl spaces, and there are too many creepy crawlies for me to get that comfortable to fall asleep.
And especially, you're plumbing and you're under some pipes that come from potties. And I'm not
Right.
taking a
Wow.
nap there.
Thanks for bringing perspective to that.